What's going on, Afterburners? Welcome to episode number 5 of the Afterburn Fit for Life show. A little holiday Christmas special we got going on for you guys today with our reindeer partners, Tankers and Harley. Harley looks thrilled, as she usually does.
They're embarrassed.
They're embarrassed.
Got a couple things to talk to you guys about, and before we get to that, obviously want to wish everybody a safe and happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Adam, why don't you go over and talk about all the stuff, handful of stuff about After we got going on here.
All right, this week, don't forget, Christmas Eve workout. Christmas Eve workout. You don't want to miss it. Don't want to miss it at all. It's a lot of fun. Get your butts out there for Christmas Eve. Also, remember, just to recap, you have till December 31st before the rate goes up for the challenge. Get signed up. It's going to be phenomenal. And remember those referral incentives. For every 3, you get that $50 credit. First place, 6 months free after burn. Second place, 3 months free after burn. Don't forget, get signed up now.
Auctioneer Adam.
Yeah.
Right?
That was like a crazy lyric.
Woo! So I guess let's jump right into the move of the week.
Yeah.
We were going over on we were discussing on what we wanted the move of the week to be. We were like, you know what, let's do something complicated. Maybe we'll do an Olympic lift, and then we realized that it would probably be much more appropriate if we went back to the basics and did something very simple, a push-up. Yes, a push-up. There are too many people who apparently are still unfamiliar with that movement pattern. And so Mr. Patrick Dietz, the push-up aficionado over here to my left, is going to be the one who is going to demonstrate exactly how to do it properly. So Mr. Pat, why don't you take it away?
See you in a minute.
All right, guys, a little awkward here on a table doing a push-up, but nonetheless, I'm going to show you how not to do a push-up because I'm sure every other person in this room can feel my pain when I talk about how often we see some bad push-ups. So I'm going to show you how we see it and how we don't want to see it anymore. We see, first and foremost, we see hands like way up here or out here, and we see like this stuff. That is like the worst thing in the world for us, for such a basic movement. I'll let Pat get into how to do it. What are some other horrible ways?
They like
Ash in the air
Yeah.
is another bad one.
Quarter down. Chicken neck. Just the neck. Yeah, there you go.
They see that.
Oh yeah.
What else?
Now, is it better to just touch the ground and push up?
Or maybe maybe your hands are even in the right position, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's like this or like this.
That
Back's
just looks
arched,
uncomfortable.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Back arch. Back's arched is a good.
So in comes Pat Dietz. Guys, when you do a push-up, you want your thumbs to be even with the nerps, okay? When you come up, you're just going to go down, and I like to have it nice and controlled, whole body and come up, okay? Just like this, and squeeze those shoulder blades, okay? Now, modified push-ups. Obviously in class, we have, we're tired, we're dead, okay? But this is not a good modified push-up. I can't even do it, okay? You guys, have your knees, you can still have the full body come down, push up, come down, push up, okay? So one more time, okay? Just practice at home even, thumbs even with the nips, down, up, okay? Just like that, and when you're tired, drop to your knees and do a proper modified push-up, and that's it.
Yeah, if you can't go all the way to the ground from your toes, go to your knees.
Yeah.
Don't do these little quarter push-ups from your toes. Do them right, full range of motion, just like we talked last week about squats.
Yep. That's it.
Cool. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you do a push-up, and that is how you don't do a push-up, at least the ones that I demonstrated. Pat, show them those guns that helped you with that one. No?
No, it's not. I'm not tan.
So, believe it or not, Mr. Lance, hope I say this right, Lance Amatia? Amancia? Fire H2O, I love you, baby. Whatever your name is.
Fire H2O himself.
He is the one who has given us our very first question in our comment section. So thank you, Mr. Lance. And of course, he went right to the top. No basic stuff like, how do you do a push-up, or, how do you make protein pancakes, or, what's better to eat, this or that. No.
No.
Pat, why don't you tell him what he jumps, the kind of question that he jumps us on with.
Lance jumped right into it and wants to know, what's our take on intermittent fasting? If your macros are on point.
Only if your macros are on point. Naomi, why don't you start this off? You got a pretty good background on this.
I'm the one who likes to read all the time, so they put it on me.
Are you saying I don't like to read?
Yeah.
That's
You actually don't like
I don't
to
like
read.
to read.
Intermittent fasting, I think, is going to be just like one of those other things. Everyone likes to make dieting super complicated. Intermittent fasting does show in the studies to do some things because of basically the calorie restriction or the reduction in insulin because you're not eating for a certain amount of time. There's a bunch of ways to do it. I'm assuming when Mr. Lance said his macros are on point, we're assuming that when he's eating, all his macros and everything are good. At the end of the day, I don't think it's going to help you lose any more fat because even if your insulin is settled for those like 16 or 18 hours and you're only eating in like an 8-hour window or whatever, your insulin is going to spike as soon as you eat, regardless, because you're eating food. It doesn't matter if you're eating a super balanced like fat, carb, protein intake, you're still going to create an insulin spike because you're eating. That's just how our bodies work. And then your body's going to fight to kind of organize it and put it all away and need to put it all. And then you're dealing with the issue of eating all of those calories within an 8-hour window or however many hour window, and you're going to be starving, so then you risk catabolizing or eating your muscle tissue within those hours. I don't think it's worth it, personally.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I think the biggest thing that Naomi alluded to and was kind of talking about is the idea of overcomplicating stuff that doesn't need to be overcomplicated. I've heard both sides of the argument with regards to intermittent fasting. I've heard people, I've heard studies come along like Naomi's talking about, where it may have like long-term health benefits in terms of your cells living longer, which means it may add on an extra 6 months or a year or 2 years onto your life.
It's not going to help you lose any more fat.
It's not going to help you lose any more body fat. I mean, that study's kind of been proven with just calorie-reduced diets, period. Those people tend to live longer. But I've also heard, in regards to, I've heard it's complete bullshit. So, I mean, everything's, there's a
side to everything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, anytime you're talking about nutrition, I mean, new information comes out all the time. And I'm with Naomi when it comes to don't overcomplicate stuff.
I think as far as it stands now, like even when you look at studies and stuff, they don't know that much. The only evidence that comes out with intermittent fasting is just that you're basically forced accidentally to have a calorie reduction, which means you're putting in less food, which is less cell oxidation, which means you're going to live longer, like Tony had said, but it doesn't prove that effective for any sort of fat loss. And that would because the theory is that it's affecting your insulin and your hormone levels, but it's kind of BS a little bit, in my opinion.
Exercising, eating healthy, and drinking water, you're going to live longer too. So it's kind of there is no right or wrong.
What are you controlling? You know what I mean? You got to control for all factors, and
exactly.
So
it's just overcomplicating something
think
like
it's
this. It doesn't need to be complicated at all.
I mean, for as much of an issue like that eating healthy is for most people, period, like to stay on point and eat breakfast and eat your snacks and eat dinner, like, do you really want to throw that into a wrench as well? And now I also have to intermittent fast and I have to make myself extremely hungry, and then I have to, even though I'm really hungry, eat good food and not stuff my face with crap,
you're gonna be
which could be much
full.
Yeah, they're gonna be full. I just keep it simple.
Yeah. That's not a lifestyle.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's not a lifestyle. I mean, stay on point. Eat those consistent meals that are going to keep you on track for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to do all these things to.
Take your time. Like we say it all the time, there's no shortcut. Like I understand wanting to fine tune something, but don't try to fix it if it ain't broke. You know what I mean? It's fine. It's okay. Just eat right, exercise, drink your water, and you'll be fine.
Agreed. So, on to speaking of food. Speaking of not intermittent fasting,
Yeah.
let's go to some pancakes.
Protein pancakes.
Yep, super easy to make. It's a third of a cup of egg whites.
A scoop of Quest
Thank you.
protein.
I totally liked. And a third of a banana. You just mix it all together in a bullet and put it on a
What's a
on
bullet?
skillet.
What if you have a
A little
bullet?
shaker.
Or a
thingy,
blender.
Yeah, or a blender.
But it has to be water. You
I
have to
know
blend
what
it
one
up.
is. I want that.
Gotta make a batter consistent.
I was like, Jeremy? What?
Not Jeremy. I want the viewers.
Wow.
And then they're
She just broke the
they're
fourth wall.
what 215 calories.
Yeah, 35 grams of protein.
Yeah, for all those, and then whatever toppings you add on. We brought some of our favorites: the sugar-free maple syrup, jelly, and then the Justin's almond butter, or the caramel almond
The
butter
spread.
that Tony actually posted on Facebook a few weeks ago. Be careful of keeping this in the house. It's dangerous,
It's amazing.
but it's
Super
really good. And warm it up and drizzle it on your pancakes, and
Yeah.
voila.
And they're also really good to make little sandwiches out of.
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches is a good afternoon snack.
I forgot to do your. Why don't you stand up and model the new sweatshirts we got?
New gear.
Got a little logo.
I'm so getting one of those.
No, see the little 90s action, a little off the shoulder, which is
Very Kelly Kapowski.
you like
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
The inside's
Absolutely.
super warm and soft. So we kept the logo small. You guys can wear it out and about to the movies and
Just the movie.
Just,
Only
wherever you
just when you
wanna
go see Star Wars. Go to the movies.
Yeah.
Speaking of Star
Bro,
Wars
that,
nerds, those
you got some hairy ass shoulders, bro.
Ew.
Oh.
Stop it.
You need to shave your shoulders before you go. Your shoulders. A little waxy. Your shoulders.
So we're gonna wrap up this episode and wrap up 2015 with a little bit of a what everyone's kind of favorite thing was about 2015, whether it was an event we did or maybe it was something that you PR'd in the gym, but something about that. So we're gonna kind of go down the list and or go down the line rather and kind of say ours, and we'd love to have you guys throw in your comments as well. So I mean, Allison, you kind of started it off, so why don't you kind of talk about?
Yeah, my favorite was actually the event that we had when we had the Special Olympians come in. Sorry, it's all yours. For those of you guys that were there, all the Special Olympics were held in Los Angeles this past summer, and we hosted all 150 athletes at the gym. And a lot of you guys came into the workout. All of our trainers came and helped out. It was awesome. I mean, everyone, I think we had more fun than they did.
I know.
It was just such a cool experience. So that was something that that was my favorite moment in the gym this year. So.
What do we got?
Anyone
Come on,
else?
ladies.
Mine was probably obviously the South Bay, watching everything come together and day one and seeing it just from starting really from nothing and having it, turn into a beautiful gym. It's awesome.
My turn.
Your turn now.
I really like the Special Olympics too.
I don't think anybody doesn't like it. That was one of the coolest things.
It was just fun to watch like all of them come, and they were so like excited. And like Allison said, I think that all of us and like our members were like more excited than the athletes probably. Oh, and I also like that I got promoted. On a selfish note, that was cool.
That worked. I like that.
Don't mind.
I have to, without a doubt, obviously touch on the Special Olympics thing we did. That was, that pulled at the heartstrings for sure.
Sure.
And hopefully we'll be able to do that again next year if we're so fortunate. The other thing that I thought was really cool, and Adam, it was you who reminded me of it when we were down in South Bay last week or whatever, and that was during last challenge at the Coliseum. Jonathan Kittinger, who was running and doing the whole Coliseum workout, and everyone else had finished, however many hundred or so people were already done, and I specifically remember a handful of guys, 10, 15, 20 of them, maybe some more, all of a sudden kind of chatting and pointing up at Jonathan, who was still hammering out, and even though he was the last one going, he wasn't stopping. and all of them ran up to the top of the stadium and finished every last bit of that workout alongside of them, pushing them, and that's everything that we preach and what we're all about. So that was another heartstring puller. So those are my two.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Wow. Y'all stole all mine. But I'm going to get personal on mine. 2015 has been a big year for me personally. Afterburn-wise, the biggest thing, I mean, the Special Olympics by far was probably the most touching event. Always being a part of the challenges have always been a special part for me. I mean, yeah, it's 2 months of a lot of work and there's a lot of emotional stuff that goes with the challenges, but the ending is always just so rewarding, seeing the changes and being a part of that journey, and I've always been such a big fan since day one of the challenges. But 2015 brought me a promotion as well that I'm very proud of and I'm happy to be a part of. When I was promoted to general manager, that was huge for me. But it was a big year in the sense that I got engaged.
Yeah.
I got engaged to the lovely Kim, and then my younger daughter graduated high school. My oldest daughter gave birth to my grandson.
Yeah, you've had quite the year.
So it's
friend.
been probably one of the coolest years I've had in a long time. So I'm very blessed, very grateful. I love my Afterburn home and family and my family, and it's been a good year. So I hope you guys have a good year in 2016 as well.
That's going to be fun to follow. I actually have two that stick out for me that haven't been said yet. Number one, our Battle of the Sex Challenge. Some of you might remember this. We had the girls pull some serious pranks on us by throwing balloons all over the gym and had some great stuff thrown in the men's locker room.
Yep.
And for some reason that sticks out to me because being a part of this team, I knew it was coming, and they still just killed it. Just some of the jokes that were written on the balloons were awesome. And walking into the gym at 5:15 in the morning and just seeing literally everywhere.
And that water balloon.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And then later that day, they told us we were having a meeting about the challenge, and we got nailed with a bunch of water balloons. And it just kind of made me realize how much I enjoyed.
We still have that video.
I think I have it on
If
my
you
cell
could throw that short clip on there, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Plus, you get to see me shirtless.
Okay. Girls, who wore it better? We did!
It's not pretty. And also, guys, I had a career of teaching high school and coaching football, and I applied for the sales position here, and I obviously got it, and that was a big deal for me because changing a career can be a scary thing. But it was a big deal because I just really enjoy walking in the doors here every single day. You guys see how much fun we have up front, inside the gym. And then just all the kind words that I got from people that have taken my classes that they thought the position was perfect for me and stuff just made me kind of validate why it is that I changed careers and in for the better, for sure. So, yeah, super glad to be here full time. That was a big deal for me.
Very cool. Very, very cool. So with that, guys, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, everything in between. Happy New Year, and we'll see you guys in 2016.
Absolutely.
Next year.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Bye.